I lit a cinematic Hollywood quality scene using just 2 Aperture 100Ds and 2 Aperture MCs. Here's how I did it. Your lighting is probably the single most important thing that factors into making your film look professional and cinematic. So, what I want to do in this video is approach this scene that I shot for my short film Debtor's Hope I released recently on my YouTube channel, and I want to show you how I lit this scene to make it feel cinematic and professional, almost like it could have been shot as a Hollywood feature film. This is one of the best scenes I've shot and has a beautiful look to it. So, let's jump right in. The scene begins with a shot of Jeremiah. Jeremiah sitting across from a lawyer talking about how they're going to keep him out of prison. So, I want the scene to have a darker, dramatic tone. I don't want it to be all lit and happy and upbeat. I want it to preserve some drama to it because the scene is sort of dealing with loss and hopelessness and this feeling of he's going to lose everything, going through a bankruptcy, possibly going to prison for tax fraud. This scene needs to feel dramatic. It needs to feel emotional. I'm going to start by adding my key light coming in from frame left. And I'm shooting far side key, meaning that my camera is positioned opposite of my actor in relation to the light, so as to emphasize the shadows on his face. Now my key light is an Aperture 100D with a parabolic softbox on it to give it a nice soft look, and I've positioned it in Rembrandt style so as to give him a little triangle of light under his eye. And then I just took an Aperture MC and set it right behind him, pointing at his back so as to give him an edge light around his hair and around his shoulder. This gave a beautiful look to the image and actually is all that I'm doing here. I don't have a fill light, and I just allowed those lights to shape around the face and give the lighting style you see here. You'll also notice that there is a practical in the background. There's a lamp in the background that I brought in. You'll notice that the background is just a plain gray wall. Well, that kind of starts to feel plain and boring on camera. So I brought in this lamp and set it behind it to give it a little splash of light right under it and right above where the lampshade is, and also to add just a little bit of extra color in the background. All of that working together, I think, made for a beautiful lighting sequence. And on the other side, this is the lawyer speaking to Jeremiah, and you'll see that I actually lit him using the exact same method. And this is how I lit the entire scene. Just with 4 lights, I lit these 2 characters. It's a super basic setup, super easy to learn, and it just relies on basic 3-point lighting and gives an excellent look to your films. Now, if you haven't seen it already, Debtor's Hope is on my YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it if you go check it out. And if you'd like to see more lighting breakdowns and other production things like this, I've produced several hours of behind-the-scenes content that you can find from the first link in the description. You'll find more lighting breakdowns like this, along with an analysis of my marketing and distribution plan, as well as how I funded the film. You'll find a director's commentary, digging into the heart and vision behind the film, as well as an interview with the lead actor, taking a deep look into how I handled shooting and directing emotionally charged scenes like the ones in this film. So again, if any of that sounds like it would be beneficial to you, just check out the first link in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and may there be hope in your future.